11 Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Welcome to Vulture Country. We're here in Baltimore, Maryland for our third SFL game of the day. The Baltimore Vultures are going to take on the Las Vegas Fury here in Baltimore, Maryland. My name is Eric Vinson alongside Dan Mitchell and Stephen Hacker on stats tonight. Want to welcome you in as we get a look at the head-to-head. Dan, this is going to be a good matchup here as Vegas has only met Baltimore one other time and won that matchup.
Oh yes, I'm very excited to see the 4-0 Baltimore Vultures versus the 2-2 Las Vegas Fury. Baltimore has been a dominant factor this season so far, just taking an absolute destruction to everyone with their high-flying offense. And we get to see
11 Sports welcomes you
Las Vegas, whose defense has been stacking up, but their offense has been
to the following presentation of the Simulation
lackluster. Let's see how the two teams stack up and really play against each other.
Yeah, this should be a great matchup tonight. As you mentioned, Baltimore undefeated 4-0. We already saw one 4-0 team go down earlier in the day. That was the Chicago Wildcats as the Pride pulled out an away victory there in the Thunderdome. Will we see another away victory today? They're very rare here in the SFL. We'll have to see what happens. Kickoff is coming up next here on 11 Sports. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. And ball is on the tee. Things are ready to go here in Baltimore. As we mentioned, Baltimore undefeated. Vegas coming in with a 2-2 record. Hoping to get more wins than losses in the stats column there. The Fury are going to boot it downfield to Baltimore to get things going, and we are underway here in Maryland. Fielded inside the 10-yard line. Bringing it up the field and out to about the 26-yard line where the Vultures will take over. They're in the black jerseys, white helmets, white pants. And Dan, we mentioned Las Vegas's offense, but we did not touch on Baltimore's offense, and they are quite formidable on the offensive side of the ball.
Oh, most definitely. When you have someone like, when you have someone like Mike Dazzo coming, holding together that offensive core, you can expect a lot.
First play from scrimmage as a pass. It's going to be over the middle and caught for first down yardage. 14 or 15 yards out to the 21-yard line. And what a play to start things off.
Yeah, we're seeing a nice early start, something down the middle, picking up the first down. It's a quick start for him.
So 1st and 10 now from the 41. Mike Dazzo, the quarterback, number 7 under center there. He's going to turn fielded inside the 10-yard line, bringing it up around to T-Roy Gaines, who is the running back, and he gets about 4 on that play there. T-Roy, a big back, 6'2", 240 in his 3rd season here in Baltimore.
Yeah, T-Roy Gaines already having 539 yards on his 96 carries this season. He's going to be someone who's definitely a threat that Las Vegas has to watch out for.
Offset I formation this time. Dazzo is going to throw, and he's going to swing it out to Gaines. Gaines gets through the first tackler and still is on his feet. Took about 3 guys to get him down and finally brought down short of the first down marker at the 49.
Las Vegas was really creeping up. I'm maybe expecting T-Roy Gaines to go down the middle, but the swing pass off to the side, he had no one really to block him, and he pushed off the first threat to him. That was a nice play call right there by Baltimore.
2 backs in the backfield here on this 3rd and short. 2 wideouts down at the bottom of the screen. T-Roy Gaines gets the handoff, throws a stiff arm, squeezes through the next tackler, and brought down by the 3rd. And what a play there as Marikai Terra finally brings him down.
Yeah, Eric, it really looked like they were just going for the first down as they were only a few yards off, putting T-Roy right down the middle, but he seemed just to push through and no one could stop him, so he picked up a nice extra chunk of yards they weren't expecting.
High formation this time around, less than 9 minutes to go here in the opening quarter as T-Roy gets another handoff and is running strong here to start the ball game off. T-Roy gains another 5-yard gain out to the Las Vegas 34-yard line.
Yeah, T-Roy really adding on to his 5.6 yards per carry average he's having right now, which out of a running back is really all you need. He's doing way more than expected, and he's doing good for a first down for Baltimore.
The other weapons on offense for Baltimore, Bishop Warfield and Daley Holder, the wide receivers, Lloyd Graham Jr. in his second season in Baltimore. Dazzo to throw this time, and he's got the young tight end. No, excuse me, that's Daley Holder with the catch, his first catch, and a first down out to the 29.
Yeah, throwing it early out to Daley Holder, who already has 285 yards and 23 receptions. He has only one touchdown so far this season. See if we can get him another one.
Meanwhile, over on the defensive side of the ball, Rhett Sawyer down at defensive tackle, Jack Burton, Merrick Itera, Thomas Rahman Jr., all corners for the Fury. Jonathan Taylor Sconsing, the rookie 11th overall draft pick, and Max Jackson, the strong safety for the Fury, as there's only 2 on that play there from T-Roy, and ends up being second down.
Yeah, Las Vegas really pushing up on the line of scrimmage and putting a stop to T-Roy. I mean, they keep adding him together. Las Vegas is going to catch on, but they still have plenty of assets on their air game.
2nd and 8. Gaines with another handoff. He's got room on the far sideline. Max Jackson finally brings him down, but not before he gets first down yardage again. And already averaging almost 7 yards a carry. That's hossing it there on the offensive front.
Yeah, right as we get to this replay, you see as T-Roy was going off to the side, he had all of his necessary blockers freeing up the highway for him until finally number 37, Max Jackson, take him down.
Into the SFL red zone we go as we get a look at Rhett Sawyer, number 54 for the Fury there at defensive tackle. Dazzo in the gun, Gaines sidecar right. Dazzo to throw, into coverage and incomplete. I was trying to see who he was looking for there, but the linebacker was right there to get in the way. That's Wolfgar Reinhardt.
Yeah, I mean, they had the 6'5", 277 outside linebackers just sort of blocking the whole passage of that ball right there, and just it was a big, sturdy cone that no one could park in.
Clock frozen at 6:53, second down and 10 from the 14. 3 wide outs towards the bottom of the screen. Dazzo under center. Dazzo with time. He's going to throw it to the back of the end zone. Tipped and incomplete. Good coverage there by the Vegas secondary. And that was the rookie, Jonathan Taylor Sconsing, out in coverage.
Yeah, Taylor Sconsing, pick 11 in the draft, but coming up huge so far for Las Vegas. Already having 34 tackles, 4 deflections, and an interception. The rookie's making a big name for himself.
And this Fury defense allowing 192.5 pass yards a game. That is best in the SFL. We definitely don't want to throw on this secondary, but that's exactly what Dazzo's going to do, and he's got the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Yeah, you saw right out of the corner. Number 15, Bishop Warfield, just coming out. It was turning into a nice out route, but no one had real coverage in the corner because no one thought they'd throw to someone so far to go and out. Number 39, you see trailing behind him, but Warfield with the jump and the beautiful catch, ending up with an early Baltimore lead.
An impressive catch there by Warfield, just emphasizing the toes, just pounding them into the turf there to make sure that he got them in and he got the score. Very, very impressive drive and very impressive way to end things off there for the Vultures. Extra point pending from Shark Tarkington, his 3rd season here in Baltimore. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and through. Baltimore striking first, 7-0 here in Maryland. We'll catch you on the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music. We're live on 11 Sports.
Psst. Hey, over here. Hi. Do me a favor. Could you invest that for me with Stash? With Stash, you can start investing with just $5. That's right, get your phone out. With Stash, you can invest in stocks and funds you like. You can also start planning for the future by opening a retirement account. They even have a Learn section where you can learn how to invest safely and confidently. I do it myself, but I only have arms, no thumbs.
Yeah, Las Vegas coming out here with their expansion, and then now they're coming out with Thomas Robin third year, 874 passing yards so far in the season. He's high flying, but has 7 interceptions. See how he works with this.
And a handoff to their star running back, Robert Redford, another impressive running back here in the SFL as he gets a good chunk of yardage out to the 30-yard line. Good start here for the Fury.
Yeah, I was talking about Thomas Robin's passing yards, but then Robert Redford comes out here with 448 rushing yards on 97 carries. He's not that far behind T. Roy Gaines right now, and you never know, we could see a battle between the running backs of this game.
Rahman under center, I formation, 3 wideouts to work with here on 2nd and 2. He'll hand it off to Redford, good blocking up front, gets through the first tackler, and will push forward for extra yardage out to the 36-yard line as we creep inside to 6 minutes to go here in the first.
Yeah, we see Redford showing little echoes of what we saw T. Roy Gaines doing earlier. They just needed the first down, putting Redford up there. I mean, they're trying to get that first down early when Las Vegas only has a 25% third down conversion rate, so they're playing it safe.
And no gain on that play, ends up bringing up 2nd and 10. We're going to get a little no-huddle action here from the Fury early on. Get a little extra spark to the offense. Redford with the screen pass, spin move, and we'll get 3 yards. Still moving no-huddle here on 3rd and long. 3 wideouts towards the top of the screen, a defensive shift. Rahman with time. He's going to bomb it towards the far sideline and incomplete. He was looking for Brett Funk, one of his wide receivers, John Blades in Memphis Blue. The other wideouts for the Fury on offense who have a 3 and out.
Yeah, Thomas Rahman coming out with his 68.6% completion rate. That was just some hard coverage and hard pressure coming in on him. Seeing some high flying, high risk Las Vegas so far.
And I apologize, I wasn't a 3 and out. They did get a first down to start things off and just didn't quite convert after that. So it will be a punt here. And punters away by Lanny Poffo and fielded at the 34-yard. And no gain on that play, ends up line of Baltimore, and that is where the Vultures will take over. And they've looked pretty good so far. First drive, T. Roy Gaines getting the bulk of the carries there and the bulk of the touches and end up driving them down the field for a touchdown.
Yeah, T. Roy Gaines having a dominating 36 yards on 5 attempts in just the first drive.
And T. Roy is going to get another touch here as he gets a swing pass out to the 42-yard line for a gain of 7.
Yeah, T. Roy going out with the swing, trying to run up the line, pushed off through one, just showing his individual athleticism, but then getting dragged off to the side by a low tackle. Really showing that he can push on through and grabbing that nice 7 yards even on the first play.
So it brings up 2nd and 3 here from the 42. Good field position for the Vultures following that punt from the Fury. Vegas stacking the box here, anticipating a run. They're going to see one as T-Roy just bursts right up the middle of the field. Plenty of yardage, including a first down, out to the 48-yard line of Vegas.
Eric, just as you're saying, the Fury were really stacking that box, pushing it forward, expecting the run, but T-Roy just... The line, I got to give them some credit because they opened it up and then T-Roy just had room to run. My bad, but got everywhere and they couldn't do anything about it. And we got Baltimore picking up the first down, just moving at this very fast pace.
Dazzo under center, 2 backs in the backfield, 3 wideouts to work with here on 1st and 10. Dazzo in trouble. He'll throw it quickly out to Daily Holder, and he's got another first down, and now they're going to go a little no huddle here. Same formation, this time a handoff to T-Roy Gaines, who fumbles the football, and it's on the turf. It looks like Baltimore got it back, and they'll still go no huddle. A rare fumble from T-Roy Gaines. You don't see him all that often. 2nd and long now from the 38. Dazzo is going to hand it off to T-Roy again, who gets stood up right at the line of scrimmage, only gets a yard, and it's going to be 3rd and long again for the Vultures. Dazzo with the snap. He's going to throw it out to the far sideline. He's got a wide open Bishop Warfield, out to the 21-yard line, moves the sticks, and again going no huddle. Dazzo, again, protection breaking down. He's going to swing it out to his fullback there, who gets stood up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll give him a pity yard there, but it's going to be 2nd and long coming up from the 20.
Each team is just trying to get in each other's head, Eric, I think. Just the constant no huddle between both teams. Baltimore's trying to go high flying, no stop, but, it's hard to pick up yards when you're not changing the play.
Dazzo hands it off to T-Roy, and Gaines gets out to the 14-yard line into the SFL red zone. A good gain of 6 or 7 yards, and that brings up 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, looking up around 6 yards, Gaines is grabbing. Really got to give credit. His blockers are just showing up all day tonight. He's been having pure openings down that center.
3rd and short, single back is Gaines. T-Roy muscling himself forward and couldn't quite get the first down yardage. Great defensive stand by the Fury up front, and that's going to force a field goal attempt.
Yeah, they got super close, trying to go for a very early 2-score lead. Last drive, Baltimore had 75 yards. This time they had around 58, just going short, but see what they can do.
Offense still out on the field, thinking we were going to get a field goal attempt. Not the case. Dazzo, I think, trying to get the Fury to jump off sides. Vegas not biting. And they will be forced to burn their first time out there.
Yeah, super early in the game, so I don't think Las Vegas is too jumpy right now, but with the early that Baltimore has, it wasn't the worst bet in the world. Now we have to see probably their special teams unit come out, go for the kick, grab it, and see if they're up 10-0 this early in the game.
And we've seen this strategy plenty of times before. Very rarely is it successful, but there's always that one time. So instead, we'll see a 28-yard attempt here by Shark Tarkington. Low snap, able to get it up, and the field goal is up and through. So Baltimore does extend their lead for up to 10-0 here in Baltimore. As we will see you on the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music. We're live on 11 Sports.
Introducing the Hometown Collection by Fanatics. Prep your team in city with this collection of locally inspired graphics designed for the fan. Available at Fanatics.com. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Are you being audited and do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a tax doctor now.
And welcome back to Baltimore, Maryland, as the Vultures have put up 10 points on 2 possessions here in the early goings of this Simulation Football League game. Vegas having trouble getting their offense going as we see Max Jackson return the kick out to the 22-yard line after a couple spin moves there. What do you think, Dan, does Vegas need to do in order to get their offense jump-started here?
I mean, the only first down they had last drive on their 14-yard drive was Robert Redford, who really had a breakout nice first down. I mean, they haven't even really attempted use their air core yet with Brett Funk, John Blades, and Memphis Blue, 3 wide receivers they can really utilize.
All very good wide receivers as well, as Rahman to throw. Pocket good. He's going to throw it over the middle, and that's caught for first down yardage. That's John Blades, one of those receivers we were talking about there, and he will extend the drive out to the 38.
Yeah, John Blades running that nice little slant coming down the middle. You know, he already has 151 yards and a touchdown, so you know he's reliable, and he's showing up for that quick first down on that first play.
Once again, want to welcome you out to Baltimore, Maryland. Eric Vincent alongside Dan Mitchell, Stephen Hacker on stats tonight. And you're watching the Simulation Football League. We'll explain that a little bit further here as Robert Redford gets stood up right at the line of scrimmage. And this is completely controllerless. This is the only esport of its kind, completely controllerless, and it's strategy-based. You know, we prepare for these different teams week in and week out. And shoot, it's a good time. Rahman with a 5-step drop on second down and a good throw, a good catch, and good moves out to get the first down. And that was Brett Funk there on his second target, first catch of the evening.
Yeah, you have Brett Funk coming out here, going on the out route, you know, really working it. It seems like the air game may work a little bit better for Las Vegas than their ground games are working so far. Oh, he's reliable, and he's showing up for that quick first down.
Might see our last play of the first quarter here. Offset I formation for Rahman. Rahman to throw a screen out to Robert Redford. Redford with a spin move and squeaks out of the first tackler. Eventually gets dragged down short of first down yardage. And that brings the first quarter to a close. Baltimore with a 10-0 lead. Vegas is driving, though. Stay tuned, as we will see you on the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, live on 11 Sports.
He's got the M4A1. He's got 20 bullets to try and stop him. Dennis takes the attention away.
And we're back here in Baltimore for the second quarter of action here as Baltimore has kind of controlled the momentum up until this point. However, Vegas is driving as Robert Redford gets a good handoff there. That's going to bring up a 3rd and short. Redford with another carry. He's got room, and he got the first down yardage. I was worried for a hot second there as he was moving himself backwards, back on the other side of the first down marker. He eventually got it. 1st and 10 now for the Fury. Rahman throws and is tipped and incomplete. Still going no huddle here, as Dan Mitchell referenced this earlier, probably playing a little bit of mind games with the Baltimore defense. 2nd and 10 now from the 41. Rahman now taking his time. 3-step drop, has time, will throw it over the middle. It is incomplete, as they will still roll no huddle here, stay with the same formation. Two backs, Rahman to throw. In trouble, he's hit as he's thrown and is incomplete. That brings up 4th down, and just like that, Vegas is off the field once again after what looked like a promising drive.
I mean, I sometimes enjoy the no huddle myself. I think it really throws off the other team. You know, they have to react quickly. But when you do it, when you don't have to, like there was a pass deflection, they kept the no huddle up, even though the defense knows what general play you're going to run. I got to question it because you're really just giving away to the defense what you're going to do. And now they're at pretty much a 3 and out after a quick, nice gain and throwing it away for Baltimore to have it all over again.
Thankfully for the Fury, Poffo boots a good one out inside the 20. Fair caught at the 13-yard line, so the Vultures will have a long way to go to get more points on the board. They are 2 for 2 here on the evening as they've scored 10 points. Touchdown on their first drive and a field goal on the second. Free play here as the Fury have jumped off sides. T-Roy gets a screen out of the backfield for negative yardage, and that is that is not going to count as we had a free play there. Want to get a look at the chat here as referees announcing the offsides. Dazzo 0007, Shacker 2, DR Sim 80, Gravy 38, Tom Rahman 11. Lots of good looking people in there. And I want to thank you guys for coming out and checking us out tonight. That Twitch chat, by the way, is on the 11 Sports Next Twitch channel. So be sure to check that out there as we are watching this game from Baltimore. 1st and 5 now from the 18. T-Roy Gaines hurls a defender, and he's going to get first down yardage out to the 24-yard line. A good run there by T-Roy Gaines.
Eric, we were watching track and field for a second as that was a beautiful hurdle by T-Roy right there. Jumping over a downed player for the first down. I have to hand it to that play. That was beautiful.
Be sure to like the SFL on Instagram at SimulationFL. Give partner Nation's Best a like while you're there. Nation's Best Football, one of our partners. As we had a free play there. Want to get a look at the check as Dazzo is going to throw it towards the near sideline, and that is a catch. Bishop Warfield with the acrobatics tonight, apparently, Dan.
Yeah, that was a catch and a half as we saw some tap dancing and some toe drag right there by Bishop Warfield, who had to turn around for that catch, plant his feet, and then dive in the outside. That was beautiful by them. Now the Baltimore are pushing up even more as a 37, but we see a challenge.
Ooh, we are going to see a challenge. As Vegas not entirely convinced that Bishop Warfield got his toes in bounds. Actually, he only has to get 1 foot in bounds in the Simulation Football League as we get another look here, Dan.
I thought he was in, and as we're seeing the catch, he had at least 1 foot. At least that's what I see right there,
That's
Eric.
what I see. That's what I see. I'm not sure. This seems to be kind of a shaky challenge here from John Bond. And sure, while you're there, Nation's Best Football, one of our partners. Sure enough, the referees agree as the ruling on the field will stand, and Vegas will lose a timeout off of that challenge.
Yeah, it's a nasty play right there. I mean, it's not the worst. We're still in the first half. You know, they were taking a chance. Maybe they could have stopped the momentum, but they're keeping it going right now, at least for Baltimore.
So 1st and 10 now following the first down catch from Warfield. Daza wide open over the middle of the field. Caught Lloyd Graham Jr., the youngster tight end, going down the field out to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, you saw the young tight end just wide open right there. You're throwing to him. It was just a tight end just flying right down the middle. I mean, he already has 226 yards and touchdowns on the season. So it looks like they were trying to add to it as he just went for it. Now they're at the 31 after a massive gain.
And Warsaw, the middle linebacker there, just kind of gave him a little love tap, and Lloyd Graham was like, nah, I'm gone, man. A little bit of a wobbler there as Dazo trying to get it to Daly Holder. There is a penalty marker on the field. I wonder what this could be.
Pass interference, number 50.
Oh, we're going to get a pass interference call on the middle linebacker Warsaw that we referenced earlier. And that's going to be an automatic first down for the Vultures. I didn't see anything here, Dan. Did you?
I didn't see the direct interference, but I noticed when Dazo threw the ball that it looked like he threw it really sideways. So I don't know if Warsaw maybe tried to grab the ball and maybe grab Dazo's hand or his body and throw him off, but I'm not entirely sure. But the ball definitely looked like it wasn't thrown correctly.
Definitely got to agree with you there. There was definitely a wobbler there, but I wasn't sure where the penalty came into play. A little bit of questionable there as the Vultures capitalize on that, and a wide open receiver could not come up with it. That was Jordan, one of the backup tight ends that couldn't quite reel that one in.
I can't tell if that was overthrown or as we're seeing it. No, it just sort of looked like it just flew out of his hands. He needs something on those hands, wide open. No one, probably a defender, maybe 3, 4, or 5 feet behind him, wide open. That's a little hurtful right there for the tight end. It drops an almost great catch, putting them up. Now they're at 2nd and 10.
And Dazo has been lethal through the air tonight as well. 10 of 13, 113 yards and a touchdown already. As he comes out in an I formation this time on 2nd and 10. He's still going to throw. T-Roy Gaines with the setup screen, throws a stiff arm, and plows ahead into the SFL red zone down at the 19-yard line. What'll be 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, T-Roy taking a very nice cut as he took the ball from the swing off to the side and then cutting down the middle. You saw him throw out the stiff arm, but it really didn't catch one. It was more him just speeding past the one defender. It looked like he was going to catch up to it.
3rd and 4 now. Dazo under center. He'll take the snap, throw it down to the near sideline. That's Bishop Warfield. It doesn't look like he could quite keep his balance as he caught that ball and backpedaled out of bounds shy of the first down marker. So we will see another Shark Tarkington field goal attempt coming up.
Yeah, it really looked like the out route. It didn't look like it was overthrown, but maybe he just lost his balance, as you said, or he's trying to dance the wrong way, but he could have just dove forward and picked up the first down. But instead, we're seeing attempts could make this a 13-0.
We're seeing a little bit of head-scratching plays out here as the snap a little bit awkward as well. Got it down up and through from 33. So Shark Tarkington with 6 points on the board. The Vultures with 13 total, and they have scored on all 3 of their possessions tonight. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on 11 Sports. We'll see you in just a bit. And we are live back in Baltimore, Maryland. Eric Vincent alongside Dan Mitchell for this Simulation Football League presentation. And we are live on 11 Sports as Baltimore has just taken control of this game so far. Vegas not able to do anything offensively as Max Jackson trying to get a decent return out to the 25-yard line where the Fury will take over. And Dan, again, it seems to be the same old story for Vegas, who have been awful on third down, and that's pretty much what's been happening this season for them.
Yeah, right now I sort of see it as Baltimore can do whatever they want. They can throw it, they can pass it. I feel like Las Vegas has to get the ball around. They have to go in between Robert Redford and their 3 wide receivers. If they don't mix it up, they're just going to get a goddamn nail stuck to them.
And pass out to the far sideline there, intended for Brett Funk. Good defense out there by the Vultures secondary. And I'm trying to get who that was. That was Benjamin Paul, one of the extra corners out there on the play.
Yeah, it looked like he was going off, but then one of the defenders didn't catch a number, but he put the pass down right where it was intended.
And speaking of the Vultures defense, we'll get to them quickly here. Joe Dazzo and Amon Takes, the linebackers there. Kaz McFly, Hendricks Wild, Thornberry, the corners. Tony Willis, Giovanni Bolt, the safeties for the Vultures, as Robert Redford gets another carry. And he sidesteps his way out to the 29-yard line as we get a look at his numbers so far. Not quite as impressive as his opposition, T-Roy Gaines.
Yeah, Robert Redford only averaging 3.5. T-Roy Gaines averaging almost 6. You know, you have someone who's trailing behind him but still doing the work.
3rd and 6 now. Rahman in trouble, backpedaling, throws it back across his body and incomplete. Intended for John Blades, but that's Hendricks Wild Thornberry out there. They've got the Bermuda Triangle of corners, safeties, defensive backfield. You don't want to throw it that way, Danny.
Oh, definitely. When you have, you know, the 1 defensive tackle, the 3 corners, and the 2 safeties, nasty.
As we get a look at the league leaders in interceptions in the Simulation Football League, Hendricks Wild Thornberry there, 4 picks. That's good for 2nd in the SFL. 4th and 6 now. We'll get to them quickly here. Joe Dazzo and Amon Takes, the linebackers there. Kaz the Fury as their next drive sputters out, And Bolt fields it right at about the 40-yard line, gets a couple yards out to the 42, where the Vultures will take over again on offense. So, again, Dan, we mentioned this a little earlier. Baltimore are able to do anything they want necessarily here, and Vegas seemingly can do nothing.
Yeah, Vegas, they have good idea. They have sparks. But they haven't had any momentum carrying them, get them any really forward progress. That's just their big stoppage point. They've had plays here and there, but no big splash enough plays. You just see a ball drop.
Exactly. Almost as if on cue, right? Maybe something on the defense can get these guys jump-started and kind of propel them going the right way, because the defense is their strong point of this team. They are, leaders in most of the categories here, most of the important ones anyway. 1st in pass yards allowed per game, 1st in total yards per game, and 2nd in third downs allowed. So, I have to say that the Fury defense have to get some sort of, splash play something together as T-Roy Gaines gets stood up right at the line of scrimmage there, and hopefully that momentum carries over to the offense.
Yeah, right now, Fury's going to have to lean on their defense. Baltimore has been putting up points, nothing crazy. I have to give it to the Fury defense, who are high in the league, just putting a stop to a lot of potential points gained. It could be a lot worse than it is right now.
Absolutely, as Dazzo's going to throw deep towards the far sideline, and it's picked off. There's the splash play that we were looking for there, as it's picked off by Thomas Rahman Jr., one of the 3-star corners that this Fury defense has.
There it is, Eric, just as you just said, as we were talking about, a huge back-bending jump interception right there by Thomas Rahman Jr. That's huge for the Las Vegas Fury, because they need that right now. They have to put a stop, but the offense has to keep up with the defense who's been destroying and killing themselves just to stop this top leading offense of Baltimore.
Thomas Rahman Jr. needing all 6 foot of his frame to get up and grab that football. And now Rahman Sr. will take over as he hands it off to Redford. And he stood up at the line there for no gain.
Yeah, Thomas Rahman himself is averaging only a 40% completion rate for 4 of 10. And then Robert Redford's only 20 for 8 attempts. They got to get something cooking.
Another handoff to Redford, trying to follow his blockers, shifting through the line and out to midfield for a good gain of 5 or 6. And it's going to be 3rd and 4 coming up here for the Fury.
That right there is really, I think, what you just said, Eric. Blockers is what's separating. T-Roy always has his blockers and knows where they're at. Robert Redford's really seems like he has to push through whatever is being thrown in front of him.
Trips towards the bottom of the screen here for Rahman on this 3rd down. He's under center. Robert Redford, the single back in the backfield. He's going to get the handoff and does not get the first down yardage. Amon Takes getting up there from the outside and taking him down short of the first down marker.
Yeah, Amon Takes with already 38 tackles. That's making it 39 this season. You know, I'm going to question them running it right down the middle when they need about 4 yards, when they have all these active wide receivers on their team.
And you hit the nail on the head there, Dan, as we get the punt away here from Poffo. Bolt fielding it, getting a spin move out to the 27-yard line for a gain of a few short yards there. Balance is key for a team like Vegas, where they've got 3 wideouts that can torch you at any given moment. You got Robert Redford, one of the best
That right there is really, I think, what you just said, Eric.
backs in the league. And you're sputtering on offense. It just doesn't make sense. It boggles the mind.
I mean, I think it personally right now, they're trying to give it to Redford too much. Instead of just, using him sparingly, using them for a breakout running play or the quick first down, they're just trying to give it to him constantly, feeding him like a Zach Sandlin from last season. But it's just not working for them where they have to spread the ball around.
Dazzo going to get a screen out to T-Roy, and the Fury was ready for that one. Pressure was in Dazzo's face immediately, and T-Roy then felt the pressure soon thereafter. Lost 4 on the play.
Yeah, I think we're finally seeing what it is between numbers game. Baltimore is number 2 offense in the league, but Las Vegas number 1 defense. So we're really seeing Las Vegas' defense show up now this later second half.
Vegas stacking the box here. T-Roy hurdles, lowering his shoulder and getting a good chunk of yardage back. He gets 10 on that play, brings up a 3rd and manageable coming up.
Yeah, but a big play redos everything, or undoes, my bad, everything I just said. As a 6-yard, nope, my bad, 20-10. Wow, math, numbers, Eric, today are not working out. But 10-yard gain by T-Roy just destroys all of that.
Zeros, ones, how many zeros? How many? I don't know. I talk. I don't do numbers. Third and 4.
Stats crew.
3rd and 4 from the 33 with 3:44 left on the clock. And a catch there for first down yardage by Bishop Warfield as he steps out of bounds at the 38.
That great catch, though, on the out route just made up everything we just did, because that was a beautiful, another nice toe drag on the corner. Baltimore has been utilizing these beautiful out routes for the first down where they pick up just enough and then go out of bounds, stopping the clock, giving them some great ball control.
The story of the night for Warfield is you got that toe drag catch in the back of the end zone for the first score of the evening for Baltimore as T-Roy Gaines gets a handoff there for about 3. A couple good toe drags along the sideline. He's been backpedaling out of bounds. Like he's just been hanging out and living on that sideline all game long.
Yeah, they're just doing great all night, with the out routes. The play calling really by Baltimore, I think, is what bringing them ahead.
Inside of 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Dazzo to throw. Pressure's coming. He'll throw it to the near sideline. It's intercepted again. Going back the other way are the Fury. And what a play there by Jonathan Taylor, sconcing the rookie, the 11th overall pick in the SFL draft, making his presence felt tonight.
Oh, yeah. He had a nice pass deflection earlier that I thought he was going to catch. And now he caught this one. I mean, at least the Las Vegas defense is really showing up.
Can the offense take advantage of it this time, though, as they get their second pick? No points or anything to speak of on the first interception. Let's see what they can do here with the second turnover of the game. 1st and 10, handoff to Robert Redford. Has plenty of good blocking up the middle, and he zorches through the defense. He's gone. 10-5, touchdown, Robert Redford.
Well, if you wanted a splash play, Eric, that's a splash play. He just seemed like he phased through the defenders running right down the middle. I really thought the two on the edge, I think it was a corner and maybe a safety catching up to him. They were going to get him, but then he turned on the afterburners. You see 47-31 just seemed like they give up on him, and then suddenly Las Vegas is back in the game.
57 yards to the house for Robert Redford there, as he gets Las Vegas right back in the ball game with their first score of the evening. And that just upped the average quite a bit there for Redford, as he was kind of struggling to get things going at about 2.8 a carry. He's now up to 7.5, over 7.5 on the evening, as it's 13-7 now in favor of the Vultures, as Vegas kind of narrows the gap here. Want to remind you of our upcoming broadcast schedule. Mexico City travels to Seattle. The Aztecs taking on the Tyrants in our nightcap game on 11 Sports. And then we've got 3 games tomorrow for you guys as well. 2 of them on 11 Sports, 1 on Twitch. And definitely want you guys to tune into those as Vegas boots it down the field. Giovanni Bolt returning the kick right at the 10-yard line as he avoids one defender out to the 32-yard line for a good return for the Vultures.
Yeah, now we see Las Vegas. They have their splash play. They are now less than a score and an extra point away from being up this game, as long as their defense just keeps up what they've been doing. So far, they've been putting a stop to the Vultures. If they keep this up, this can turn real ugly quick between these two teams.
And Dazo, who's playing lights out football up until a couple drives ago, has now thrown 2 picks on the evening as T-Roy Gaines gets a handoff for 4 yards. As we get a look at his numbers there, he's been very good tonight.
Yeah, and just to do something with Mike Dazo, he previously had 6 interceptions. Now he's up to 8 this season. He has been throwing high flying, though, so he's trying to average out his large numbers with a somewhat large number of interceptions as well.
Probably get one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Dazo to throw. Pump fake. Pressure coming. He's going to go down. Vegas gets to him, and Dazo goes down in the backfield right before we hit the 2-minute warning here in Baltimore, Maryland. What a play there by Andrew Scott.
See Las Vegas, they have their splash play. They are now less. Yeah, you see a 6'5", 292 defensive tackle coming at you.
Definitely want to avoid that. Don't avoid us, though. We're coming right back on the other side of the 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music. We are live on 11 Sports.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Many people on Medicare struggle to pay the high out-of-pocket costs associated with their Medicare benefits.
Hi, I'm Dr. Richard Paultangi. I encourage patients to research Medicare supplement plans that pay their co-pays, deductibles, and coinsurance for things like outpatient care, care in a skilled nursing facility, and time spent in the hospital.
To find out if you're eligible for these benefits, call the Medicare Insurance Plan Helpline today.
Call 1-800-696-0059.
We are fans, and when our team makes the playoffs, tickets are gone or way too expensive. Since 2015, Shoo-Win has been making sure real
Baltimore, Maryland. What a play there by Andrew Scott.
Fans can get tickets to the biggest games at face value. For a small reservation fee, which start at $10, you can pick your team, game, and seating zone. When your team makes the game, you get the tickets for face value. Visit Shoo-Win at facevaluetickets.com and lock in your tickets today.
Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on 11 Sports is presented by APM Music, Production Music Library and Custom Music House. And brought to you in part by Fuel, Beyond Imagination. Visit the all-new SFLinteractive.net today. By Matt Doyle Designs, the official branding partner of the SFL. And by MediaTek Institute. Turn your passion into your profession. Aerial shots brought to you by AirViews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage as we get a look at the Charm City, better known to you and I as Baltimore, Maryland, Crab Country. Although it's Vulture Country right now, 13-7 the score in favor of the hometown Vultures, as Dazo is going to throw it over the middle of the field as he has his man and is going to be short of the first down marker. So Baltimore will have to punt the football away. as we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. Eric Vincent alongside Dan Mitchell, Stephen Hacker, and Kramer Jackman on stats tonight. I want to thank you guys for doing that for us. And Dan, it's been a good game that we've been looking forward to here this evening.
Oh, definitely. Early on, Baltimore had complete control of this game, but now that this Las Vegas defense has really opened up and put a stop to them, it's been a lot closer, and a huge splash play by Robert Redford. It's been getting a lot closer. I can't wait to see what happens as the game continues.
Good punt, good hang time there. 4.1 seconds, definitely what you're looking for from your punter, as Max Jackson gets the return out to the 34-yard line. Follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL. Use that hashtag, make an impact, and spread the word about your favorite esports league. First and 10 from the 34-yard line. Vegas with 2 timeouts, lost one on a challenge earlier in the ball game. 1:08 left to go here in the opening half of play. 3 wide receivers bunched towards the top of the screen. Rahman under center. Robert Redford the single back. Rahman to throw. Far sideline, got Brett Funk. And that's going to be a good chunk of 8 yards on first down. No huddle coming up here for the Fury. Rahman to throw again, short drop, throws over the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. Threw it into coverage there as he was looking for Memphis Blue, actually towards the near sideline here, and couldn't quite thread the needle as Thornberry was in coverage.
Yeah, Thornberry, who is leading in interceptions right now, just very, very close to that ball, which is not what you want to see when you're Thomas Rahman throwing it.
So a 3rd and short now, offset I formation for Rahman. Under a minute to go. Rahman, short drop, plenty of time, steps up in the pocket, pressure gets to him, and he goes down. Baltimore with the big play on defense, trying to get the ball back just before the half here as time ticks away on the Fury getting more points on the board.
Yeah, it looked like the defensive end, Carter Abraham, really came in and just put a stop to Thomas Rahman. Now they have to give the ball back. You know, you have the clock running 25 seconds, about to punt it away. A little bit of time to see what the Vultures can do with it.
And a reminder, everybody, players on the field and coaches on the sideline are live now on 11 Sports' Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/11 Sports Network. Punt coming here as the clock just winding down. Fair caught by Giovanni Bolt at the 36-yard line. You get the feeling that the Vultures are content with going into the locker room with the lead, especially after their fearless leader has thrown 2 picks on a couple different drives.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a wrap it up, take a break, talk about it, shake things out, and see what they can do on the other side of the half.
And we'll get one more play probably before the half here as T-Roy Gaines gets a handoff, and he barrels ahead for a gain of 2. And we'll actually see a timeout here from the Vultures as they have 1 remaining.
I mean, they're on their own 37. There's really not much they can do. I want to see what they're trying with this 2 seconds left in the first half kind of run.
You don't got to tell me, Dan. I'm 100% with you on this point. I'm scratching my head a little bit at this as well, but you know, that's why we're up here. We're not coaching on the sideline. So 2nd and 8 now, single back. That's T-Roy Gaines, 2 wideouts towards the bottom of the screen. Vegas stacking the box. T-Roy getting the handoff. Spin move. Lowers his shoulder, getting closer to the first down marker, and he does get first down yardage. But we've reached the end of the first half. Baltimore with a 6-point advantage on the Las Vegas Fury. As we roll that replay here, it was a good run by T-Roy.
Oh, great run. It's just, sadly, it didn't matter.
Poor timing on that one. As we reach the halftime show here, 13-7, as I mentioned, in favor of the hometown Vultures. 2K Sports halftime show coming up here. And as we look at the stats here from halftime, what kind of jumps out to you here, Dan?
You know, we're looking at this. You really see a nice spread in the Vultures, and I think that's what's really bringing them up, definitely in total yardage. in the Fury, you're seeing a great running by Redford, who has their only points right now. It's really bringing up their score. We're only really seeing the offensive stats right now. But then you see the Vultures, who are really spreading the ball around. You know, Mike Dazzo has 129 yards, and then T-Roy Gaines has 93, so you see the ball spreading around. But then you have to see the Fury, who have just been putting a great stop to this Vulture offense. You know, you have Jonathan Taylor-Sconsing, the rookie, with 6 tackles already. Thomas Rahman Jr. with 3, and both of them have an interception. You have Max Jackson with a number 5 tackles. Like, they have some crazy stuff going on right now. There's need their offense to get cooking, not just rely on their defense, but the score is still very close with plenty of time to run around. So if we see either Mike Dazzo maybe mess up again with another interception or another breakout run by Robert Redford, I could see a lot going on between either team. This game is still very much up in the air.
And I'm glad you referenced the 2 turnovers, because that's what's kind of standing out in my mind. The only reason that the Fury have points on the board at this point is because Dazzo has turned it over twice. And I don't know if I would put it on Dazzo, but those 2 passes, they did look a little suspect. And again, we talked about how good this defensive backfield is for Vegas. Actually, both teams with incredible defensive backfields. Obviously, we highlighted Hendricks Wild Thornberry earlier in the broadcast with the second most interceptions in the SFL currently. But that's the reason why they are in the ball game right now, is those 2 turnovers. As we get the teams out of the locker room here, 13-7 your score in favor of the Baltimore Vultures. We are here in Baltimore, Maryland. Eric Vincent alongside Dan Mitchell, Stephen Hacker, and Kramer Jackman on stats tonight. They are downstairs in the truck giving us all those valuable numbers that we tend to goof up. But we appreciate them all the same, as Max Jackson returning it for the Fury in the middle of his own end zone, avoids the first tackler, and he's got room on the near sideline, rumbles forward out to the 33-yard line. A good start here for Vegas.
Yeah, it really looked like Max Jackson was just trying to get around and anywhere to go.
And we'll quickly hand it off to headquarters here. Your Commissioner Cameron Irvine with a game break. Cam, what's going on?
Thank you, Eric. Well, lots of exciting action around the league this so far today. Right now, one other game going on. San Francisco on top of Oklahoma City, 17-3 in the second quarter. I'll get you more scores after this play.
And Rahman throwing it in the air, tipped and incomplete. Giovanni Bolt, the one defending it there. Cam, go ahead and give us the rest there.
Sure. Earlier today, if you missed any action on 11 Sports, it has been close and very, very competitive. 17-9 at Tallahassee got the win over Chicago with a red zone stand as time expired, and Vancouver came back to beat London 25-21. Back to you guys in Baltimore.
Thank you so much, Cam. We appreciate you keeping us up to date on all that valuable SFL action as Robert Redford gets a screen pass out to the line of scrimmage and no further. 3rd and long coming up here for the Fury.
Yeah, right now, Redford's being watched. Baltimore really knows that he's their only lifeline right now, but I would love to see them throw out to Memphis Blue, who has only seen 3 targets with no catches so far this game.
Rahman to throw, checks it down to Blades, who was short of the first down marker, only gets about 5, and that was certainly not the start that you were looking for off of a large kick return there by Max Jackson, giving you a good starting field position. You only move 5 yards.
Yeah, that really hurts. Whenever you see him check it down so close on a 3rd and 10, you gotta shake your head a little bit. I mean, should you take the chance? I mean, it's either all or nothing at that point, so you might as well maybe ball it out a little bit.
Instead, we'll see another punt. Fair caught by Giovanni Bolt as his gunner was kind of getting dangerously close to him. I was worried that it was going to hit him for a hot second. Fielded cleanly at the 32-yard line, where Baltimore will take over for their first possession of the second half. And we touched on Dazzo a little bit, Dan, and he was looking good to start things off and then kind of tapered off a little bit with those 2 picks.
Yeah, we have to see in this second half if he wakes up a little bit and eyes his target down for a few more seconds.
2 wideouts for him to work with here on 1st and 10. Throws it over the middle of the field. Beautiful pass to Daley Holder, who makes the catch and completes the first down out to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, he throws it. It looks like it's a little risque at first, but then he dots it right to Holder, who just pulls the ball in, gets dragged down by 2 defenders. Picking up the first down is a nice start and showing by Dazzo.
4 different black jerseys all within that general area, and yet somehow Holder comes down with the reception there. Great play for the Vultures to start things off. 1st and 10 from the 47 now. Bunched receivers towards the bottom of the screen. Dazzo pump fakes, throws it over the middle. He's got Holder once again, a diving attempt and a catch out to the 41-yard line of Vegas.
You know, I'm seeing that he has 2 interceptions, but there's some 2 beautiful back-to-back passes by Dazzo right there. Right down the middle, both of them to Daly Holder, and they're just some real nice dots.
Old boy might have just needed some Gatorade. I mean, he has been in the SFL for quite some time. This is 8th season as he's throwing on the run, and is tipped and incomplete. Just as we're singing his praises, Taylor Skonsing is like, hey, remember me?
Yeah, that was a little scary right there. We almost saw a tip drill for someone laying out their body for that, as you see Skonsing really going down for it. Right there for the tip. If his body wasn't in the way, we may have seen another interception.
And John Smartin, actually the guy who gets the pass defended on the play, but Taylor Skonsing was in the general area there, ready to grab it and take it to the house. Instead, it ends up being a 2nd and 10. From the 41, Dazzo under center. T-Roy gains the single back. Dazzo going to throw far sideline, and he's got Bishop Warfield, who's been living in that area code since the game started. 7 catches for 68 yards on the evening, and he's got a touchdown.
Yeah, we haven't really seen him anywhere down the middle, slant, or anything. It's been out route for Bishop Warfield all day. I'm surprised he wasn't a bit farther downfield, though. It was very, very quick.
So you get a look at him lining up there at the top of your screen, along with 2 other wideouts. Daly Holder down at the bottom. T-Roy gains sidecar left. Dazzo to throw. Dazzo checking it down over the middle of the field, and he's got his man who barrels ahead for 1st down yardage. Good play there by Edward Morgan, one of the extra wide receivers on that play.
Yeah, that was some real just player forcing it right there. He threw it just short of the 1st down, but he just, barreled forward and got the 1st down for.
Offset I formation here. Dazzo to throw, has time, pocket collapsing around him immediately as Sawyer and company just barrel in at Dazzo, who goes down for another sack.
Yeah, we're finally seeing Fury defense really waking up again. You see Red Sawyer throw away the line and just come barreling down for Dazzo.
Red Sawyer and Byron Lewis both coming in and just laying waste to the veteran quarterback. 6-yard loss on the play, 2nd and 16 now. Handoff this time to T-Roy Gaines. We haven't seen him as much in the second half so far as he gets his first carry of the second half. 8 yards out to the 28-yard line as we get a look at the rushing yard leaders in the Simulation Football League. T-Roy Gaines, 3rd on the list, coming into week 5 with 539 rushing yards.
Yeah, you can't be doubting bad T-Roy Gaines right there if you're trying to pick up some yardage.
Well, and then guess who? Robert Redford right underneath him there with 448. So both of these backs certainly forces to be reckoned with as Dazzo is going to throw deep, tipped up in the air and incomplete. He was looking for Bishop Warfield over the middle of the field, which is a strange sighting for him. And sure enough, it ends up being an incompletion and a 4th down.
Yeah, covering Warfield was none other than Jonathan Taylor Skonsing, so I'm not that surprised that the ball got batted down.
Nope. Not in the least bit. He has been all over the place this evening. 2 pass deflection, an interception, 7 tackles. He's just been all over the place. A fantastic showing from the 11th overall pick in the SFL rookie draft. 45-yard attempt here for Shark Tarkington. He's converted both of his attempts already this evening. Kick is up and on the way. It is through from 45 yards. So 16-7 now the score in favor of the Vultures. As we get another look here at the replay, Dan.
Oh, yeah, no, it was a beautiful kick from 45, which is not something to scoff at from a kicker's point of view.
certainly not. And we will get the kickoff here on the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on 11 Sports.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines.
Exciting for him. And sure enough, it ends up being an incompletion and a forfeit.
That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available.
Are you being audited and do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a tax doctor now.
And welcome back into Baltimore, Maryland, the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. As the Vultures add a field goal to their lead, they are up 16-7 here in their home stadium. Eric Vincent alongside Dan Mitchell. We have Stephen Hacker and Kramer Jackman, downstairs in the stats truck. I want to thank them for their contributions this evening. And Baltimore has just been lights out, essentially, with the exception of the 2 interceptions tonight, Dan.
Yeah, no, Baltimore has been going through, but I have to give it up to the Las Vegas defense. I feel like this game could be much worse if they pushed on through a lot more touchdowns than they have just field goals.
100% agreed, as Memphis Blue makes a gutsy catch in coverage there. As Rahman, that was a dot right there, Dan.
Yeah, no, and I was saying earlier before we cut to break that I wanted Memphis Blue to get the ball. That is his first actual reception all game. It's for 21 yards. A nice chunk of yardage.
Well, certainly help his average there, but geez, I can't believe that's his first catch there. As we are well into the third quarter of action. No matters, it's still a first down for the Fury here. Offset I formation, Rahman's going to play action here and steps up in the pocket. He goes down as Max Xavier was there to make the stop. A good sack on the play.
Was he already on the ground? Oh, I thought he was already on the ground at first and tripped him, honestly. I did not see him make that play from a standing position.
That would have been a heck of a play. Gets beat on his block, and all of a sudden, I got you. 2nd and 14 after the sack. Rahman under center, Redford the single back. Rahman to throw. He's going to throw far sideline into coverage and intercepted. We have talked about this. You do not throw into the Bermuda Triangle, and that is Hendricks Wild Thornberry with his 5th interception on the season.
I mean, you have the second best defender on interceptions in the league, and he's near the ball. I am surprised he only has one yet this game.
And let's roll that wonderful footage there. League leaders in interception there. He ties Alex Bond with the most interceptions in the SFL right now. And we saw Alex Bond a little bit earlier today as he played against the Chicago Wildcats, knocked them from the throne of the undefeated as Dazzo's in trouble and he goes down. Is that Rhett Sawyer getting in there again? It is. Big Rhett Sawyer with his 2nd sack.
Yeah, Rhett Sawyer is showing up all over again. You know, the 6'5", 310-pound defensive tackle coming at you. Would not want to be hit as a quarterback.
Ooh, that man's going to eat, too. Got to watch out for those 300-pounders, those hefties there, as Dazzo certainly felt it there. T-Roy Gaines with a screen pass, rumbles forward as he's taking the defender with him all the way out to the 44-yard line. So gets the sack yardage back, but it's still going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, you saw the cornerback Thomas Robin Jr. hanging on for his dear life as T-Roy just turned on the afterburner.
I could honestly hear him up here. Get down, get down, get down, get down, please. 3rd and 10 now from the 44-yard line. Dazzo in the gun, sidecar left is T-Roy Gaines. Dazzo under pressure. He's going to throw it in the middle of the field. Tipped in, incomplete. Couldn't quite reel in the catch as Max Jackson was out there in coverage. So a 4th down now for Baltimore, and Vegas will get an opportunity to get some points on the board.
Yeah, that was almost a beautiful catch till you saw Max Jackson come over and just sort of didn't even really bat it down, just forced the ball on the ground, some Jedi mind trick kind of thing going on.
It's only Baltimore's 2nd punt of the evening as Pablo Gates gets it away. Plenty of hang time there as Max Jackson fields it at about the 20-yard line, pulls forward to the 23, and that's where the Fury will take over for their next possession. And they are still well within this football game, Dan.
Oh, definitely. Only a 9-point deficit between them and the Vultures. I mean, another big splash play, and I mean, pending a single extra point, they're only down by 2 points. They are not out of this game by any means.
And they're certainly trying to go through the air, which we kind of complained about a little bit too much of Robert Redford in the first half as he gets a handoff here on this next possession out to the 26-yard line for a gain of 4.
I mean, I know Robert Redford is a very dedicated and a running back you can really always count on. So what I'm really hoping is maybe a first play run, second play, ball it out a bit, and then see what happens there with their terrible third down conversion rate. Even this game, 14.3%. Just play that run past, see what happens.
Trying to balance this well-oiled machine here in Vegas as Redford gets a handoff and he sidesteps the defender out to the outside and makes it out to the 40-yard line. A great run there by the veteran running back.
I mean, if Redford's just going to go off to the side and get that first down running around the defenders, ignore what I say. But he hasn't been consistently doing that. So keep doing that, Redford, or start throwing out the ball. We have to see.
You're still looking good on this one, Dan. First and 10 now from the 40 after that impressive Redford run. He's eclipsed the century mark on the evening tonight. 3 wideouts towards the top of the screen for Rahman Redford getting the handoff, and Papadazzo this time saying, no, thank you. You will get nothing and like it.
Yeah, coming in. I mean, that time he went right down the middle, which we haven't seen for a little bit, and the Vultures really pressed up on him, bringing him down after a gain of only a yard. I really want to see them maybe try and do a Warfield and throw to that out route, see if they can gain some yardage.
Rahman under center, 3-step drop, quickly gets rid of the ball, has an open man, and Blue with another catch as he makes it out to the 47-yard line, makes it a third manageable coming up.
It's a very manageable 3rd and 4th, but I feel like just for Vegas right now, it puts them at an odd point, as I want to see what they're trying to do with it, as they haven't really been showing a nice 4th down, easy yardage gain.
Baltimore stacking the box, anticipating a run. Rahman instead is going to throw, has a good pocket there, tipped and is incomplete. Brett Funk was there and could have possibly gotten the tip there off of the John Blades intended pass, but I don't think he was expecting it.
Yeah, that was a pass blocked by a body and not by any hands whatsoever. We look like we're playing soccer out here.
Or volleyball, bouncing around like that. Good grief. Beach volleyball. So another punt here for Vegas as they couldn't quite get things pulled together. Giovanni Bolt with a fair catch called for at the 23-yard line as we will take a quick break. We're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. We're live on 11 Sports.
What's with Jeremy?
He started investing using the Stash app. No matter what he does, he just can't miss.
Totally meant to do that. No kidding.
Yeah, you can invest in stocks and funds you already know. Get started for just $5. And they even have a learn section to teach you as you go.
Wow. Sounds great.
I know. Anyone can do it.
Nice hustle, guys. Great work.
And welcome back to beautiful Baltimore, Maryland, the Charm City. Eric Vincent alongside Dan Mitchell. We have Stephen Hacker and Kramer Jackman down in the stats truck this evening. I want to welcome you guys to this presentation of the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music as T-Roy Gaines gets a screen pass out from the backfield there. And Thomas Rahman Jr. said, no, sir, you will get nothing and like it.
Yeah, you actually saw number 72 was ahead of T-Roy, which would have been great if the defender wasn't already past him. So T-Roy just being knocked right down, having nowhere to go.
Dazzo to throw, good pocket, throws it to the far sideline, got his man for down yardage out to the 36-yard line. That was a good catch there by G.R. Malone as he gets brought in on a special package.
Yeah, he's trying to pull some Warfield out here, Eric, going off to the side, but he didn't pull any toe drag as he was nice down the middle, but walked off.
It's a nice little stutter step, kind of get himself thinking he was going to go inside, back outside, and had plenty of real estate to work with as he picked up the first down. Offset I formation this time for the Vultures. Dazzo again going to throw. Pocket collapsing, and down he goes again. Brett Sawyer again getting in the backfield as he takes a bow there and, thanks to Sensei.
Yeah, Rhett Sawyer, 3 sacks on this game already. That pocket collapsed so fast, I barely even saw it coming as Rhett Sawyer and his 310-pound person comes in, destroys Dazzo.
Dazzo to throw, good pocket, throws it to the far sideline, got his man for down yardage out to the 36-yard line. That was a good catch. So another big sack backs up Baltimore. Forced to bring out the 5-wide empty set. Dazzo to throw, pressure coming, he'll throw it to the near sideline quickly as he's got Daly Holder. And a good chunk of 9 yards on that play brings up a third manageable coming up.
Yeah, Dazzo right there, you see him picking up that lost yardage from the sack. Now they're at 3rd and 7, which with, Warfield maybe going back out to another out route or another wide receiver or tight end, maybe get him back involved down the middle as we've only seen him receive the ball once all game.
Gaines is a single back, 3 wideouts for Dazzo to work with, who's under center. Short drop for Dazzo this time. Good pocket, throws it over the middle, and somehow gets it complete to Warfield, who stretches out his fingertips to get that ball before it hits the defender.
Yeah, Warfield, great catch, but I think that was the best holding onto the ball I've seen in a long time. His hands were all the way out, arms fully extended as the defender hit him, and the ball stayed right against his body.
Final play probably before we hit the end of the third quarter as T-Roy Gaines gets a handoff, plows ahead for a gain of 3, and that will do it for the third quarter. Everybody get your forwards up. We got fourth quarter action coming your way on the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, live on 11 Sports.
So, your quarterback, sure.
He's up to the 30. He's gone, baby. My goodness. Somebody cool off that man's feet because they're on fire.
Wants it all now, and it's caught! Oh! Touchdown, Chicago!
Unbelievable play! That's got to be number 1 this week, and we just got started.
People like immersing themselves and all the buildup that goes in with that.
This is going to explode big time.
Of all the moments you share with your best friend, the greatest could be the moment you save her life. Every second counts in cardiac arrest. Learn hands-only CPR and be the difference for someone you love.
Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on 11 Sports is brought to you in part by Nation's Best Football, helping NFL, college, high school, and youth players to help hashtag secure the bag. By ScoreStream, official live scoring app of the SFL. By Sector 6, custom esports jerseys and apparel, and the exclusive SFL shop provider. And by SpyGoat, dedicated to the craft of audio. Once again, aerial shots brought to you by AirViews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage as we get a look at the Charm City, otherwise known as Baltimore, Maryland. That was a beautiful shot there. I was getting some vertigo issues the last game I covered by those drones. Eric Vincent alongside Dan Mitchell. I want to thank Stephen Hacker and Kramer Jackman in the stat truck this evening as well, as we welcome you to the Simulation Football League broadcast booth. And Dan, this has been a heck of a matchup here by both these teams, as we want to give some shout outs to the chat as well. DeBrown Knight is in there. MBM Willis I see as well. Mr. 23. The Obscurtus is in there. Plenty of good names in the chat there. Be sure to check those out. As Thomas Brumman Jr. with a one-handed interception. I wasn't even focusing on the play. I was worried about the chat. What just happened, Dan?
So, as we get a great replay coming up, I was looking at the chat, you started reading off, and then I saw the play come down. Thomas Rahman Jr. just coming out one-handed. Looked like it was intended for Daly Holder off to the right-hand side. And then Thomas Rahman Jr. is coming in for his second interception of the game in a beautiful fashion. I want that being a play of the week.
No kidding. That's definitely going to be on the top 10 there. That's a da-da-da-da-da. Rahman to throw, checks it down to one of his wideouts. That's John Blades there. And that's his third catch on the evening, only for a gain of 1, as he brings it out to the 32-yard line. Be sure to... And Dan, this has been a heck of a matchup here by both. Stay tuned to the 11 Sports Network for our final game of the evening. The Mexico City Aztecs taking on the Seattle Tyrants over in the Pacific Northwest. And we got 3 games coming up for you tomorrow evening, as they start at 6 o'clock Central Time, work into 8:30 Central Time. And a run there by Robert Redford goes nowhere. As we mentioned, he clicks the century mark earlier in the game, but could not go anywhere on that play, as a no gain brings up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, now, I have to really see what Las Vegas can do with this ball.
Not a whole lot of options in the playbook are going to convert a 3rd and 10, but that's exactly what the Fury are facing here, as Rahman, pocket collapsing around him, throws it towards the near sideline, complete to Memphis Blue, who gets a gain of 7, a good chunk of yards, but not enough for a first down, as once again the Fury cannot capitalize on one of their turnovers.
Yeah, I really think they need to maybe throw a pass like that, that nice out for a 7-yard gain. If they throw that first down and then give it to Redford and see what happens, maybe I'll put them in a nice position to at least be able to work around things, setting themselves up for like a 3rd and 10 as they're doing.
And Baltimore coming after that punt, didn't quite get there, as Giovanni Bolt calls for the fair catch there. By the way, that chat that we referenced earlier there with that interception, you can check us out at twitch.tv/11sportsnext. All the players and coaches that are out there right now are in that chat right now and chatting it up with everybody as we get a look there at the chat. Want to thank everybody for coming out there. Ray Agnola was the new name I see there. Cold_Apophis is in there. TMG82, Tom Ramen 11 I see again. I'm a effing problem. Lots of the same names that I've seen over and over again. Great guys in the SFL community, as T-Roy Gaines gets a good gain there on first down, a gain of 9 out to the 40.
Yeah, I really think they need to maybe throw a pass like that, that nice
3-yard line, as he gets a little help from one of his big uglies.
Yeah, and that will also put T-Roy Gaines over the century mark. Both running backs having over 100 yards this game.
And both running backs, certainly the bell cows as well, as Gaines over 20 carries as he gets another one here. And for first down yardage, as he squeaks through the first tackler, ends up plowing into the second level of the defense as we get a look at his numbers there. 22 carries, 106 yards.
Yeah, you're seeing him pile on through with plenty of defenders in front of him until he finally hits number, it looked like, at least the first time it looked like Marikai Terra, but the second time it looked like number 37, Max Jackson, coming on through. See the rushing yard leaders. I just went dyslexic.
Words are hard. Words are hard. T-Roy Gaines at 539 there. Robert Redford at 448 coming into this week. So two of the best SFL running backs you are seeing on display this evening, as T-Roy not looking that way this time around as he loses a couple yards back to the 46.
Cursing him right there, Eric, calling him one of the best. Then he gets negative yards. Gotta see what they can do on the 2nd and 12.
I never called myself a sage. I was just singing his praises just a little bit. 4 wideouts this time for Dazzo. Dazzo, who's under center, he's got time. He'll throw it over the middle of the field. That's caught out to the 37-yard line for a gain of 8. And that brings up a 3rd and 2 catch made by Edward Morgan.
Coming down the center, I really like... T-Roy Gaines hasn't had as many numbers so far as Robert Redford, but it really has been showing that Baltimore has been spreading their ball out, getting everyone the necessary yardage, because Thomas Robin only has 85 yards on the passing.
3rd and short from the 37. Dazzo, quick pass. He finds someone over in the middle of the field, and that's Bishop Warfield. Of course, I didn't recognize Warfield because he's been hanging out on the sidelines all game long. Somehow works himself over the middle of the field and gets a gutsy catch once again.
Yeah, it seems like Warfield's maybe not just down the side, but anything that puts him in harm's way is a crazy catch. Just either arms outstretched in the middle of 2 defenders, anything that...
Offset I formation this time for Baltimore. Pump fakes for Dazzo, throws it towards the back of the end zone and incomplete. Not sure who he was throwing it to there, but couldn't quite come up with a completion as it ends up being complete 2nd down.
Yeah, just going out in nobody's hands right there, and now we got to see a 2nd and 10, but they're knocking on the door. So we have to see if they can really maybe give it to some T-Roy and see what happens.
And Dan, I believe that a touchdown here will kind of take control of this game because 23-7 is going to be an almost insurmountable score, even with 6 minutes left to go, as Dazzo almost throws another pick. Warsaw was right there to knock it down and almost had the interception.
Yeah, an interception there would have been a huge momentum shift, but now instead we see a 3rd and 10, which, I mean, right now they still in field goal range, pumping up to 19-7. That's a little bit of math you got to do there, but 12 points Fury has to work around with instead of just a 9 right now.
8th play of the drive on this 3rd and 10. Dazzo to throw. He's got Warfield all on the sideline again, who gets his feet in bounds for his 10th catch, but could not quite convert the 1st down as it brings up a 4th down.
Yeah, Warfield not having enough tap dance classes as he couldn't pull on forward, getting the 1st down. Now they're at the 17, probably going to kick it, putting Baltimore, pending the point, up to 19, which is just a weird place for Las Vegas. 12 points, you can get maybe 2 touchdowns put in the lead, or even just a touchdown and a field goal. There's a lot of things you can work around here where it's still possible in around 6 minutes.
34-yard attempt here for Shark Tarkington as it is booted up and through. So the score is 19-7, a 12-point deficit for the Las Vegas Fury as we get a quick look here. Right down Main Street. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on 11 Sports. Stick around.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
Back here in Baltimore, Maryland, 19-7 your score in favor of the hometown Vultures over the Las Vegas Fury. As Tarkington boots it down the field, and that is the first time that Max Jackson has taken a knee in the end zone. Plenty of times Tarkington has booted it down the field. Eric Vincent alongside Dan Mitchell. And we have Stephen Hacker and Kramer Jackman in the stats truck downstairs. Want to thank them for their contributions as well. Dano, we've had a good one today, man. This was certainly the game that we were expecting coming into this evening.
Oh, yeah, I'm very happy to see both Las Vegas' defense show up and Baltimore's offense show up. I mean, it's where you expect them to be. They're playing how you expect them to play, and it's a good game to boot.
And be sure to check us out on the Facebook, like the SFL at /SimulationFL. Promote to your friends and share your SFL glory. We're also on Twitter and Instagram as well. Be sure to check us out there, SimulationFL, the tag for both of those. And shoot, while you're at it, check out simulationfl.net, our website, where you can sign up to be a player, coach, scout, broadcast team member, whatever you want to do. We are here to help you reach your dreams and goals of being out there in the SFL community. A first down for the Fury as we get a look at Hendricks Thornberry making the stop here on the other end of this play.
Yeah, there was some great footsteps, though, right there at the first down marker, making them pick up the extra 10, having the first down where they put themselves at the 30, where Las Vegas has plenty of room to move now.
Malcolm Crow, the fullback there with the first down play. 1st and 10 now for Rahman as he swings it out to Redford. Dangerous pass there as it could have been swatted away by the incoming defender there, but able to get back out to the line of scrimmage at least, and second down is coming up.
Yeah, Eric looked like a nice little toss over the defender's head, right into Redford's hands coming off the side, but a secondary defender came in, put him down.
Fury got to put their foot on the gas here coming up here soon as we creep inside of 5 minutes. Redford with the handoff goes nowhere, so it ends up being 3rd and 11, and it's almost like they're hearing me as they go no huddle here. Rahman to throw. He's going to check it over to Redford. Spin move, trying to get to the first down marker, and is marked just shy as it will be 4th and short coming up for the Fury.
It looked like Redford took a dive before I think he should have taken a dive as we see the 11 Sports Next Twitch chat show up.
And everyone waiting on bated breath here as the Fury come out with their offense. Rahman to run a play. He's going to throw it to the near sideline. That is caught for first down yardage. What a gutsy move there by Vegas.
I mean, so far this game, before that play, they had a 10% third down conversion rate. This season, so far, they haven't had much better at around a 25% third down conversion rate, but that was some play right there.
Oh, and even on 4th down, they were 1 for 3 on 4th down conversions this season as well. So certainly not looking good, but they pulled the rabbit out of the hat as Robert Redford gets the pass from Rahman. Couldn't quite keep the feet in bounds long enough to get positive yardage as he'll lose a yard, but the clock will stop at 4:10.
Yeah, stopping the clock right now is definitely not a bad option. They need all the time they can get now as it's more than a one-score game.
And we mentioned this with the field goal that was converted by Shark Tarkington here, that 12 points is a very strange spot to be, almost a no-man's land kind of area for a team trying to make a comeback win. As the Fury come out with an offset eye, Rahman steps up in the pocket, throws it over the middle, converts the first down out to the 44-yard line as they'll go no huddle again off the Brett Funk catch. Play action. Redford Rahman in trouble, and he goes down. Sacked on the play by big number 70. He got in there a couple times before, Albert Butler. 2nd and 16. One-handed grab this time from Brett Funk as he gets most of the sack yardage back and then some out to the 43-yard line. 3rd and 9 coming up. Play action again for Rahman. Rahman in trouble. He throws it over the middle. He's got his man, but just shy of the first down marker again as Brett Funk comes up with the catch, but it's going to be another 4th down attempt, I believe.
Oh, at this point, you have to go for it. I mean, they need this touchdown just so they can go. And there we see the challenge by Las Vegas.
Challenge flag out there on the turf as we are challenging the spot of the football. And we get on a look here, Dan. I don't know. They might give him forward progress, but I think they made the right spot.
The ball definitely went down where they did. It's a real question. I don't think his foot crossed that line, which really hurts, as that's a used foot or a used timeout by someone who really needs it.
After review, the call on the field is overturned.
Oh, and they are going to overturn it. We will see where they spot the football, if they give them a first down, or it is going to be first down. Wow. So Vegas keeps the timeout, gets the first down, so they don't have to go for it on 4th here. And the clock is frozen at 3:12 right now, so they got pretty much an extra timeout there. 4 wideouts for Rahman to work with. He's under center. Redford the single back. Rahman to throw, shuffles in the pocket, still moving around, and he's going to get upended behind. A sack on the play, gets a loss of 3. Vegas trying to hurry things up here as they are down by 12. Rahman swings it out to Redford. In trouble as he gets knocked out of bounds there. That's going to freeze the clock. No, it's not going to freeze the clock. Clock is running. 3rd and long now for the Fury. Rahman in trouble. He's going to throw over the middle of the field. Intercepted going the other way. And that will pretty much just about do it for the Vegas Fury comeback, as that was intercepted by Amon Takes.
Yeah, we haven't called Amon Take's name too much today. I remember calling him at least once earlier, but a game-ending interception is not a bad place to be called at all. Ball intended, it looked like, for number 17, but Amon jumping up, grabbing the ball, and ending the game most likely where it stands.
They were looking for Marion Cabretti there on the pass attempt, and Rahman, unfortunately for him, was hit as he thrown. Ended up being a bit of a wobbler right into Takes his hand. Free play here for Baltimore as T-Roy rushes ahead for a gain of a couple, but they will probably take the 3 yards here as they jumped off sides.
Neutral zone infraction, number 92, defense, not repeat, first down.
So the Vultures do accept the free 5 yards there. That's going to be 1st and 5. And things were looking good here, Dan, for the Fury up until that interception there.
Well, I mean, the Fury scored with a splash play. They've been making their name with a splash play. They lost to a splash play, possibly pending to see how the rest of this game goes. But seems kind of fitting, but a heartbreaking end if it ends here.
And off to T-Roy Gaines, plows through the middle of the field up to the 39-yard line. We're going to be a 2nd and short coming up here. And like I said, I don't know if they can come back from this, even with all 3 timeouts. Just not enough time for the Vegas Fury to mount a comeback here, Dan.
No, all I see Vultures doing right now is giving it to T-Roy Gaines, picking up 1, maybe 2 first downs, and putting it away from there.
As we have reached the 2-minute warning here in the Charm City, 19-7 your score. Vultures on top. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, live at 11 Sports. Stay tuned.
If you're buried in student loan debt, dealing with a tough job market, and scrambling every month to pay your student loans, it's easy to get late or behind. And that's when the problems start. We can help. We can bundle all your loans into one new lower monthly payment as long as you qualify and meet certain criteria. This is a call you need to make. It's free. So call now and solve your student loan problems.
And welcome back to Baltimore, Maryland, as we have a 2nd and 1 now from the 39-yard line. And Dazzo is actually going to throw a screen pass to T-Roy Gaines, and what a play by T-Roy as he surges ahead to get first down yardage as Vegas burns their first timeout. We will send it down to headquarters to speak with our commissioner, Cameron Irvine, for a game break. Cam?
Thank you, Eric. Gabriel Manning has 2 kickoff return touchdowns tonight, and that's the difference right now. Fourth quarter, 38-24, San Francisco over Oklahoma City in other action. And I'm just on the other side of this game. Seattle and Mexico City up next. Back to you guys in Baltimore.
Thank you, Cam, as T-Roy gets another handoff here, and Vegas burns another timeout, so they have 1 remaining. Man, 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown, and that being the difference right now, woo-wee. Some good SFL action as we get a look at the upcoming broadcast schedule right there. Cam referenced it. Our commissioner is going to be on the call along with Charles Doherty in the Pacific Northwest for the Tyrants taking on the Mexico City Aztecs. Want to stay tuned for that coming up at 9 Central, 10 Eastern time on 11 Sports. Another handoff to T-Roy Gaines goes nowhere as Vegas burns their last timeout, Dan.
Yeah, right now, I mean, possible for Baltimore to get another first down. That'd really put it away with no timeouts left.
Thank you, Eric. Gabriel Manning has 2 kickoff returns
by the Fury, but I mean, Fury put a stop to him. I'm not saying they have a chance, but it's the SFL. You never really know what's going to happen.
You never really know what's going to happen. Absolutely. 3rd and long now from the 41. Looks like Baltimore's going to be a little gutsy here and go into the empty set. Dazzo to throw. He's going to throw deep towards the near sideline. Tipped and incomplete. Good coverage out there by Merrick Itera. And that will save Vegas some time there as they had no more timeouts. That stops the clock at 1:45.
Yeah, right now, I mean, Baltimore's on their own 41. They punt it away. Vegas probably has 1:35 to work with it. See what happens.
It would be quite a feat for Vegas to come back here, but they have blocked punts before, almost did there, as Max Jackson fields the punt, bringing it out to the 28-yard line where the Fury will take over. I want to get a look at the chat over on the right-hand side of your screen there. That is over on the 11 Sports Next Twitch channel, twitch.tv/11 Sports Next. Go and check that out. All of our players and coaches from this game in the chat right now, actually from both games that are going on currently, so be sure to go and check that out. 1st and 10 now from the 28-yard line. 1:36 left to go here. That was a good numbers game there, Dan, as a catch is made 9 yards out to the 37-yard line. Vegas going no huddle. Rahman to throw. He's going to throw deep over the middle of the field, and that's intercepted. That's going to be the end of the ball game here as Baltimore gets another interception courtesy of Thomas Rahman, and that is Hendricks Wild Thornberry's 6th interception, putting him solely at the top of the SFL interception leaders.
Well, who else to end this game with a beautiful interception, just as you said, currently number 1 in SFL interception. 28 quarterback Hendricks Thornberry putting away the game. Beautiful interception by him, really putting a little salt, I guess, on the Fury's wounds as their points came from interceptions.
That crosses the T's, dots the I's, puts the icing on the cake, the whole 9 there, and he certainly played extremely well today, as did, honestly, both teams played extremely well today. Baltimore only putting up 1 touchdown, obviously Vegas only putting up the 1 touchdown. But both defenses really came out to play here, Dan. I was impressed.
Oh, definitely. I really love looking at these defensive stats, and you could tell this whole game was banking on how each defense did. And it's just a little bit more that Baltimore's offense found the cracks the Fury's defense.
And Baltimore takes another knee here as Vegas cannot stop the clock. So they will walk out of here with a victory at home. They will move to 5-0 on the season. And Vegas will move to 2-3 as they move into week 6. today, our first day of Week 5 action. Still got plenty of games to come. Cameron Irvine, as we mentioned, your commissioner, going to be on the call after this game, immediately following this game, with Charles Doherty out in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle, Washington. As the final whistle blows, Baltimore with the victory, 19-7 over the Las Vegas Fury. As we will roll the post-game show and get a look at the final game stats and highlights. Dan, what jumps out to you here?
You know, you're just seeing total yardage and time of possession. You're really seeing how Baltimore is just controlling this ball, at least in the stats you see right now. You know, Mike Dazzo with 259 yards and then T-Roy Gaines with 113 by himself. Both of them put together just put an extra 10 minutes of time of possession on the Vultures' side. They just had this whole game really in their hands the whole time, and it was Las Vegas just didn't have enough splash plays. It really seemed like, you know, they tried to get the ball out and around at the end. You know, later on you saw a bit more of John Blades and Memphis Blue, but they just didn't get to him enough. Robert Redford, while contributing a good amount as a halfback, you know, he had 108 yards on 18 attempts with the sole touchdown on the 57 long run. You know, he was doing his job. It's just the offense as a whole on Fury's team could not do enough. But I really want to give it out to both teams' defenses who showed up big for this game. You know, you had Rhett Sawyer on the Fury having 3 sacks. And then you had Jonathan Taylor-Sconsing, who you saw all day with 7 tackles, an interception, and 2 pass deflections. Max Jackson himself having the most tackles in the game with 9. Rahman Jr. having 2 interceptions and 6 tackles there. The Fury's defense showed up. It was just Baltimore's offense really, really pushed on through, found the cracks, found what they need to get done, and got the 4 points in the end. But give it to Shark Tarkenton, who in the day made 4 field goals and for 4 points.
As we get a look at our player of the game, Bishop Warfield, 10 catches, 101 yards, and that only touchdown that the Vultures were able to put on the board. So on behalf of my broadcast partner, Dan Mitchell, and we have Stephen Hacker and Kramer Jackman down in the stats truck, all the good people deep in the heart of Texas at SFL headquarters want to thank you for tuning in to this presentation of the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. We've been live on 11 Sports. Be sure to stay tuned to our next game, our final game of the evening. Commissioner Cameron Irvine on the call. You won't want to miss that. Thank you and good night.